right? I'm also really excited about green because we actually have a real world utility. A lot of blockchain projects, there's no reason to use the project aside from holding it and speculating and hoping the value goes up. But with green, because we have a real world utility of actually paying your power bill, we actually encourage the use of the project. We actually encourage the use of the rewards, and therefore we make the project more exciting and more beneficial for the whole world. So I'm really excited about that. So can we just, if you want to turn your camera on, I'd just love to hear maybe from the community, tell me some of the reasons that you're excited about green and what got you involved. If you want to just turn your camera on, I'd love to hear that. Regan, maybe you start. Why don't you tell me why you're excited about green? I'd just love to hear your story.
Oh, well, I mean, I've always been working with IDA for like a couple years now. And I mean, we're both like very positive and we want to keep our team very positive. And when he kind of like pitched and kind of wanted me to go on his team and brought me over to green, him and Jonathan Gibb both gave the explanation and the reason behind it. And I just thought it was just so amazing, and the whole kind of purpose. It's like so functional and so amazing to bring like the whole crypto and then to bring it to like the whole home and utilities and all of that. But the message behind it and the reason is just so, I just feel so, it's just very pure, and it's not about, ooh, money. It's all about like, let's change the world. Let's make a difference. Let's actually make a positive difference into the world instead of just being so money hungry, which is so refreshing. And even just that, but there's multiple reasons, obviously with green, it's amazing. But yeah, that's just one of the main things that kind of really stuck out to me, especially with the whole, when it was presented to me. But yeah, I'm completely behind it and so happy to be a part of it. Even just to be part of the team is just so amazing.
Yeah, and Regan, that's a great point. Like, I think in order to understand green, you need to understand the heart behind green. And that green is what we like to call a fair distribution project. And so for those of you who don't understand, green has been mined for the last almost 4 years now. And that's really powerful because a lot of blockchain projects nowadays, they launch their tokens or their rewards in a lot of different ways, right? They'll do an ICO where they'll sell their tokens to raise money. And then they have, issues with that being considered a security and with the SEC. And then you have other projects that do airdrops where they have a coin and they just give it to everybody, and that token has some value, but it really, when it's just given to you, you don't have the same value for that reward that you do if you mine it. And then other projects, they do things like they'll distribute the token, but they'll charge a founder's tax, right? And so every time that the coin is mined, the founders take a tax. And I love the fact that with green, it's actually the kind of the total opposite of that. The coin has been, or the token, the reward has been mined totally organically for 4 years. Everybody who has green has mined it and participated in the community. I also love that there's no founders taxes with it. It's just it's actually the opposite of that. The people who founded this project and who have mined it have actually given back to the green community half of the total supply. And that's one of the ways we're able to pay people's power bills and reduce people's power bills, is because of the generosity of the community actually giving back half of the total supply of green, the 25 billion, to our battery, so that we're able to reduce the cost of power for people all over the world. And I really love that fair distribution and that idea that this project has a heart, right, Regan? And the heart is to give power back to people around the world and decentralize and take the power back, set power free from the power grids that are owned by power companies all over the world and that charge people a lot of money that some people don't have, right? And so I'm really excited about that. So one of the cool things that we have coming up that we're working on, I think, Regan, is that we have our PowerPay, right? And we're working on this, the first utility for green that we're really excited about is that we're working to allow people to pay their power bill with green. And that's going to be really exciting. And I also love it because when you pay your power bill with green, you're actually going to get more green back than you paid on your power bill. So it's going to be really exciting to encourage people to use the green. So instead of just holding it and speculating on it and keeping it in a wallet and never using it, you actually get incentivized to use it. And I'm really excited about that aspect. So we're working on PowerPay. We're hoping to have that out here in the very near future, launching in a few countries and then launching very quickly around the world. So as a lot of people on here, anybody on the call that just wants to turn their camera on or even turn their mic on and just tell me about why you're excited about green, maybe it'll spur some conversation, and tell me why you're excited to be a part of this community. Anybody out there? You can also type it into the chat. Or is it Friday afternoon here in the United States and everybody's tired and everybody's done for their week? Okay, so one of the ways, one of the questions that we get that I thought I'd talk about today is, the question is, if we're Michael, did I see somebody out there that raised their hand? Yeah, go ahead, Michael. Okay.
Hi, it's Bethany.
Bethany, go ahead, Bethany.
Hi, my husband's on the phone helping somebody. We're excited about this because we bought our first green machines, 3 of them, in 2017. And nice. I was on the phone call today at noon. We both were. And I have got to tell you, Ida was the person talking, and I got more information, more communication, more transparency, more integrity, more that I ever did all the years that we were with Connect. And it was just kind of very refreshing and exciting.
I'm really glad to hear that. And so where we're at today is that we have onboarded a whole new leadership team in the last couple of months here. And one of the things that excites me the most is the people that are on this team. So I know a lot of you probably already met Jonathan Gibbs, our new president. You met Ida earlier today, who is our development operations. We have a new CTO, and Akhil, who's from India, and he is just a genius of a guy. And then you got me too on the business end and the operation end. And this team I love because, first of all, a couple of us have been friends for a long time. Jonathan and I have been friends for a long time, and then Akhil and Ida have been friends for a long time. And this team in a very short amount of time has really gelled and become incredibly cohesive. And it's a beautiful thing to see the way our team is operating, because we're really functioning in a collaborative environment where we believe that everything we do needs to be done with love. Everything that we do needs to be done with speed, because we have a big mission ahead of us and we want to go fast, because it's been 4 years and a lot of people have been waiting and mining and they're ready to see results, and we're going to go fast. The other thing that we're doing as a team is we really believe in this idea of consensus. This is a blockchain project. We want to release this project to the world and have buy-in from all of our node owners and participation. And so we're already modeling that amongst our executive team, where we all function in a consensus mindset, right? When multiple of us on the team have the same idea, we believe that's the thing that tells us it's a good idea, and we really go with this idea of consensus. And so I'm glad to hear you met Ida and you loved him, because I love him as well. And I'm telling you, this team, there's about 25 of us on the team that have started even in the last 3 weeks, and we are ready to go and we are making progress, and it is really cool to see what's happening. The momentum and the energy and the synergy that is happening amongst this team should excite everybody who either has a node, whether it's a smart node or a regular node, or even has green rewards. It's going to be awesome. Diane, I see you with your hands raised. Let's go with you next.
Hi, David. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great. Yeah.
All right. First and foremost, thank you for taking your time out to share with us this evening. But I wanted to share, I think I'm most excited because in the beginning, I too was back in 2018 from that same organization with Bethany Gibbs. And like she said, we didn't have any communication. And I make it a joke, but when this first happened, my family, I always say, I know it's not a good analogy, but forgive me. I was like, my family used to be like, this girl's on crack, like she's on drugs. So what is she talking about? She just keep talking about this energy, this opportunity. But when you constantly talk about it and nothing happens and years go by, they tend to think that the things that we were saying wasn't true. So first and foremost, I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful for the vision behind the leadership team. And I just love the fact that you guys show up.
Yeah.
And I think that you show up, like you said, we're gonna go fast. So it's the fact that you showed up, it's the leadership, it's the mindset, it's the vision that you guys have. I just wanted to say thank you. So my family will no longer think I'm on drugs. And they will realize that not only am I not on drugs, but we're about to be part of history. And we're about to change a lot of people's lives. So I just wanted to say thank you so much.
Yeah, Diana, I love that you said that about your family, because let me tell you, I have not been around since 2017 or 2018. I honestly, I wish I was, because I wish I had been involved that early. But even in the last couple of months, as soon as I found out about Green and had agreed to join the team, I actually ended up on a family vacation in Mexico with my brothers and sisters and my parents. And we literally spent a whole week, and all we did was talk about Green. And they got so excited about it. They all came home and bought dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of nodes. They were excited about the product. So, I want you to know from my heart to yours, like, I am bought into this project. My family bought into this project. We really believe that this project has the ability to change the world. And we're really excited about that. The whole team feels that way. And to your point about not hearing anything about it taking a long time, there's an interesting thing about this project in that it had to take a long time, because in order for the project to work, it had to be mined for a few years. It had to get some liquidity. It had to have all these things happen in order for it to get to the point where the team that is here now can actually do what we want to do with it, right? So unfortunately, the communication might not have been as rapid as you would have liked, but here's what I can tell you. Part of my job is making sure the community gets communicated with. So we're in the process of standing up our official Discord channels. You should see that here very shortly. You'll see official Telegram. You'll see press releases on a regular basis. And here's the thing I'm going to communicate to you and promise you, we won't be perfect. This community is going to make mistakes, right? Anytime you're working on technologies and projects like this, there's always going to be hiccups. Like, we all know there's a hiccup right now with minting coins, right? That's in the process. It's being fixed. But we are going to communicate. We're going to let you know when there's problems. We're going to be upfront about those. And then our press releases are going to tell you about stuff that has already happened or it's not going to be a lot of empty promises. It's going to be a lot of, hey, look what we just accomplished, or look what we just fixed, or, it's going to be real tangible stuff, not just words, right? And it's going to be coming fast. You're going to start seeing, we're going to be doing these regular meetings here where you can jump on and just kind of talk to us and ask us questions and hear what's going on. And also so that we can get feedback, because in the spirit of this being a decentralized community, we want to hear your ideas and what you think should happen and where the project should go. So I see another hand up. I'm not sure who that is. It looks like Michael and Bethany again, or Bethany, maybe you just didn't put it down. Any other thoughts, any other questions or comments before I go into my next topic? So, one of the questions that we've talked about a lot is, this virtual battery that we have, where the community has mined 25 billion green rewards and put it into a battery, and that's what helps us, reduce people's power bill. One of the exciting things for me about this project too is with the solar aspect of it, right? Which has always been a part of the green story. And I know that one of the main questions I get asked is, well, if you've got this green battery up in the cloud somewhere and it's paying people's power bills, how does that battery get renewed or refilled or recharged, as I like to say? And Regan, I know for me, one of the exciting things about this project, having Jonathan on board, is that Jonathan is an expert in the solar industry, right? Like he's a big deal in the solar industry, and he has just a brilliant business plan for how we're going to keep this battery recharged and keep this project sustainable for the long term. And so, the business plan I think that we're really working towards is that we want to partner with people that really want to bring green energy and solar around the world. And so the way we're going to recharge this battery is that we are working, and Jonathan is working with his solar connections to build microgrid solar farms all over the world. And we're going to use the power that we generate from those solar farms not only to bring power to places that don't have it, but also use that power to sustainably mine crypto. And that crypto that we mine and that power that we create will actually be able to buy green and buy crypto and recharge our battery so that the battery will never run out. That's the beautiful thing about renewable energy, is the more we produce of it, the cheaper it gets. And the sun's not going anywhere, right? So as long as we're using sustainable energy, we can really keep this thing going forever. There's a lot of projects that start, where they have rewards for a little bit, or, like you sign up for a credit card and you get an introductory fee, or you get a reward for a time and then it goes away. It's just kind of there. It's a loss leader to get you hooked. But with PowerPay, it's not a loss leader. With PowerPay, we have a business plan where we can keep the rewards going and keep this reverse staking of your power bill going forever. And I think that's really cool that we've been able to figure that out. And with Jonathan's solar background and his mad math skills and Excel spreadsheets, he's got a real viable plan to do this. So any questions about how the battery works or how PowerPay works? Stan, I see Stan Williams unmuted his microphone. Was that an accident or was that on purpose?
That was an accident. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's okay. Larry Wright, you said I have made travel plans for the 17th and 18th. Can you please give us details about the itinerary? What does that question mean, Larry? Nothing there? Okay. Regan, what else should we talk about today? What else have we talked about that was exciting? Akil Mohammed, go ahead and ask your question.
Sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Sorry, you can't see my face right now. I apologize. But I kind of understand the concept of green and how it works somewhat. I was going to save this question, but being as though that you asked, is anybody concerned about how the battery works? So I'm an electrician by trade. And when you're speaking about digital, the kind of way that I explain to certain people, so they can kind of understand what's going on here, I give an analogy of when they changed from analog to digital with the televisions, and some people was late getting on. Some people didn't pay attention. They wasn't listening. If you don't have cable, or if you don't get a converter box, you're not going to be able to see channel regular stations. Some people listening when didn't, and some people didn't. And the ones who didn't couldn't watch TV and said, hey, I can't see this and I can't see that. Well, have you heard everyone talking about, yeah, I did, but I thought it was, this, that, and so on. So I explained to them, going to analog to digital, that it allows you to run things much faster and broader and things of that nature. So when you're dealing with the green, from solar energy into digital is the part that I was trying to understand. I understand solar and, it going into, a battery, but to change it over to digital is the question of how is that being used?
Yeah, and that's a great question. I'm glad you brought it up. Being an electrician, and I actually have a bit of an electrical background myself. I've owned a couple of low voltage companies in my time. We can't take electricity and physically change it to digital and send it wirelessly across the world and then convert it back to electricity. But you have to think of this as we're converting the value of the electricity to data. Then we send that value wirelessly, and then that can be reconverted back into electricity by purchasing electricity somewhere else, right? So it's not a physical conversion where we're somehow magically transporting electricity across the world. But what we can do is we can create electricity and mine green where it is more economical to mine it somewhere where the cost of power is low, convert that to the digital, and then buy it at a better price somewhere where electricity is more expensive, right? So we're converting and maximizing value, not physically converting the electricity. You can't plug into something wirelessly, right? It doesn't work that way, Akil. I mean, maybe someday it will, but right now we're taking the value of the electricity, converting it to data and sending it somewhere. It's no different than what Bitcoin does, really. Just we're more efficient, right? That's the difference, is we're more efficient and we're more decentralized.
Got it. Thank you for that. Understood.
There's a question here, John. So is Green a software or is there actual hardware behind it? So the mining, Green is software. You have to run it on hardware though, right? So you purchase a software that does the mining, and then you need to turn that on some sort of computer. Right now, that can be a computer at your home. Some people are running those in Volter servers. Over time, we believe that you will need to run the software on a computer that has a little bit of processing power to provide the network, the power that we need to facilitate it. But it is a software, and that's one of the ways we've kept our efficiency there, is that you don't have to go out and buy the intense mining machines that you have to with Bitcoin. You can run on a regular computer, and it's a piece of software. Is it Marlo that I'm seeing down there that has their hand up? Yeah, Marlo Stevens. Okay, Akil, do you have another question, or is your hand just still up?
Sorry.
That's okay. Anybody else out there with a question I can answer for them today? And John, let me know if I answered your question about the software or the hardware, because I want to make sure I cover that. And one of the things we are working towards, John, too, is part of one of our business partners is actually working on building personal mining rigs that you will be able to run the Green software on. I believe similar to how it was back when Green first launched. You could buy personal mining rigs. And so that is still in development, and is something that we want to bring as a product to the market here in the next bit of time. That's being worked on. Regan, do you have any other questions for me?
I do not. I know in the past meetings, people have also questioned, well, Jonathan and Ida both talked about Switch, and I know some people had some questions on that as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so that's one of the cool, exciting things. Thanks, Regan, for bringing that up. So one of the exciting things about our project is that a lot of cryptocurrencies and don't have an easy way to use them, right? There's not an easy way to spend them. You can't just go to a checkout in most cases and pay for your groceries with Bitcoin. One of the exciting partnerships that we have in our ecosystem here in Lehigh is that we're partnered with another blockchain project called Switch, which is being headed up by an amazing lady named Kathy, who is the former president and co-founder of the Discover Card. And so with our Switch card, you will have a Visa prepaid debit card where you can load your Green onto this card, and it has an exchange built into it. And you will be able to attach that card to your power company. Here in Seattle, that's Puget Sound Energy. So I would attach my Switch credit card to my Puget Sound Energy account. And every month I can pay my power bill on auto pay with Green through my Switch credit card. We're really excited. That partnership is invaluable to the Green community. It's also invaluable to the Switch community because this is going to drive usage of Green rewards every month, which, as we know, helps our project go further and do more things. So any questions about the Switch card? It's a really exciting thing. We're hoping to actually have that available in the very first country on July 4th. And then it will continue to roll out around the world after that, country by country. We're going to be rolling it out so you can pay your power bill with PowerPay through the Switch card. It's a really exciting technology, and we think we're going to have just an amazing adoption of that. Questions on that? Thoughts about that? Has anybody heard about that? If your power bill is over $200, do you use some Green and then some fiat? you can use green and fiat, or you can use all green, even if your power bill is over 200. But the battery will not reward you more than a $200. So you can pay a $500 power bill with green, but the battery will only reward you back up to your $200. And the reason is for that is that really green is meant to help the average power consumer that has a power bill of $100 to $200 a month, right? People who have big houses and are well off, like a lot of us are here in the United States, that have $500 a month power bills, the green will help them, but we're really looking to help the average person with that $100 to $200 a month power bill. So yeah, you can pay more, you just get rewarded for up to the $200, and at least that's the concept right now. We're still working through some of those details on how all of this works, but that is the plan, that is the theory, and we're really excited about that. That was a great question, by the way. I've had that a lot about what happens if my power bill is over $200. Hey, Larry, if you want to ask your question, I'm not exactly sure what you're asking about the travel plans, but I'd love for you to unmute and ask that so I can answer a question. Does the switch convert to fiat in real time to pay utility companies, or is it a different process? John, so the switch card you will have to go on there and convert it. So it's a bit like an exchange. In the beginning, you will probably have to do a manual conversion on the card. So you'll load green onto it, and then you'll convert it to USD, and you'll need to, or whatever. Sorry, whatever I'm in the United States, so sorry if I'm biased using that terminology. You'll have to convert it to whatever the pound or the euro on your switch card. Eventually, the plan is to make that an automated process. But again, we're doing things that haven't been done before, and so there's going to be different phases and rollouts to how that functions. So the first iteration, it will be a manual process to convert it from green to fiat.
Hey, David, this is Larry.
Hey, Larry, I got a video of you, I think, in my inbox the other day.
Oh, really? Yeah, I did. I sent it to you. That was my Academy voice, too. I hope it worked.
It worked great. I recognize the face, so welcome to the call.
Well, thank you, sir. Now, this might be a connect question, because they're supposed to have a kind of a dog and pony show for everybody, a leadership conference for everybody, selling the nodes for everybody, the 17th, 18th of June. And as I understood it, you guys will be presenting as well. And I was just trying to get some details.
I have no details for you, and I apologize. I don't know about that. That does not mean it's not happening. It just means I'm out of the loop. We have a lot of stuff going on around here, as you can imagine, with all of us spinning up as quickly as we are, and so we're doing some dividing and conquering. And I know my part, and I don't know all of it. So when it comes to,
I just thought I'd take a flyer being a salesman,
Yeah, no, I get it, Larry, and it's a good question. Regan, maybe we can get some information on that and reach back out to Larry and let him know what we know. But yeah, I would check with the peeps over at Connect, Larry, because they'll be able to give you more information on that. So.
All right, and lastly, I'd like to echo what Diana said. You guys are doing some great work, and I'm excited about the people we're going to help as much as anything.
Yeah. Oh, me too. And here's the cool thing. We are literally just getting started. Like, this team it's a high power team, but we literally are just getting started, and we're just learning to navigate the community and learning who all you are and who's out there and who can help us. And things are going to keep picking up, but it's really every day. It's a new adventure as we're solving some of the problems that have been kind of laying out there for a little bit, getting customer service going better so that your tickets get answered in a more timely manner, and you're getting better communications from us. We're building new websites. We're just doing a ton of stuff, and it's going to be exciting. And I can't wait for July 4th, really, because we're really working towards July 4th, where we're going to be really revealing the master plan to the whole community. And I think that's going to be really exciting. We'll be releasing the white paper. We'll be releasing all of the final tokenomics. We'll be releasing all of the, marketing plans, and we're really working to build a decentralized community too. We're building some of the things that I'm working on are building out a portal where the community, you guys can have a marketing idea or a piece of marketing content, and you'll be able to submit it through a portal. We'll run it through legal to make sure it checks all the compliance boxes, and then we'll start using things that the community generates to help further the mission of green, right? So it's not going to be this, our goal is not to build a centralized model around the team that's in Lehigh, right? Our goal is to facilitate this community engagement literally around the world, where ideas and content and marketing and coding and is coming in from all over the community, and we're just here kind of helping to coordinate it, right? That's our goal. We're not here to control. This team is here to coordinate and really coordinate a global force to go out and take green to the world, and that is super exciting. I've built a lot of businesses, and I've built a lot of centralized businesses. I know how to do that with my eyes closed. I'm really excited because I am tackling something that I've never done before and never even thought about how to do before, which is how do I build a business and build a business organization that literally is meant to have no central control, that has volunteers and people around the world that believe in it, that all contribute. So how do you, my mantra right now is, how do I take something decentralized and not let it be disorganized? And that's my goal right now, is how do I take an organized decentralization? And so I'm really excited to work with all of you on that, because quite honestly, I have no clue, and we're going to figure it out together. And it's going to be a beautiful thing when we figure this out. And I think we're going to create something that is going to be able to be replicated by other blockchain technologies and projects, right? We're going to create something so special and so big and so global and so decentralized that other people are going to want to do what we did, because we have such great impact. So.
No, I agree, and I'm fired up and ready to go.
Yeah, good. I'm glad to have you on the team, Larry, and I can't wait to get your video out there. We're putting together that montage of all you green people out there that are gonna be in that video. So, okay, so John, you followed up, says makes sense. Thank you. We use Australian, but yeah, you can be biased. Trust me, I like Australia. It's one of my favorite places to visit. So. Other questions, other comments? This is fun. I'm having fun just getting to know you all. Even if you just want to turn your camera on and say hi to me and introduce yourself, I'm just really liking to get to know the community that's out there and who I'm working with. So, Dennis. Unmute your mic, Dennis. So I love your bow tie, bro. That's awesome. Oh, there he goes. Anybody else?
My apologies for that.
That's okay. I really did like the bow tie, Dennis.
Well, thank you.
Okay, I'll give it a couple more minutes here if you've got any more questions or comments, and if not, we'll wrap it up and let everybody, at least for me, it's almost the weekend, so. Regan, anything else I'm missing? Anything else I should talk about?
I think you've covered most of it. I didn't know if you want to cover Lantern Lab or save that for.
Yeah. So for those of you who are new to green, there's a couple of things that we're working on. How you get involved, right? Well, obviously the first way is you join the community and you get a node or a smart node and you start mining and contributing. We're also looking for partners that want to build solar farms around the world with us. That's another way. One of the newest things that we've got going is the leadership of green. Jonathan, Ida, myself, Akil are starting a decentralized business team that we're calling Lantern Lab. And we will be launching the website for that here in the next week or two. And we're really looking forward to Lantern Lab because we're building out basically a decentralized business team. So it's going to be a website that's very simple, that will be a place that you all can go on and register and say, hey, I'm Mohammed and I can do this and I'd love to be involved in the community. And you can, say, I want to help with marketing, or I want to help with coding, or I want to help with evangelism, or I want to help with sales, or whatever your gifting is and how you want to contribute to the community. You'll be able to go on there, fill out a form, and we'll be able to get you hooked up with the right business team in your part of the world to help further the green mission. So be watching for Lantern Lab because we think that's going to be really exciting as we build out our global decentralized green business team. That's what that website will be used for. So as I said, so I'm going to wrap up. As I said, things I'm working on for you all. Be watching for our official green Discord channel that will be coming out. That will have official communication, official announcements from the green team that you can, know that they're accurate. Be watching for Telegram channels. We will be doing more of these type of calls. We did a lot of them this week just because it was our first week doing them. We'll be, probably doing them once or twice a week. Just getting the community together and making announcements. And also just to, send us feedback. You've got some of our email addresses. We really want to hear from you all. We want to hear how the community's doing. We want to hear about how we can do better and serve you all. But we have a big mission ahead of us. Taking power to the world, setting power free, reducing people's power bills. It's like exciting stuff. It sounds even outlandish when you talk about it, but when you think about what it could do for the world, it's pretty amazing. So I saw somebody's camera popped up. Does somebody have a question here? Is that Brandon Lewis I see out there? Hey, Brandon. Okay. Oh, is there a hand up? Maybe I see one more hand. I don't want to cut it off. Scott Benson?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so I am very new to this, so people probably want to hang up with this question, but I don't understand. I don't understand if the coins are already on Uniswap, and if you're able to buy them for less than it would cost to purchase a node that you could possibly mine that amount in a year, what's the incentive? Like, why do you buy nodes when you can buy way more coins for a penny?
Yeah, it's a great question. So there's a couple of reasons. One, when you buy a node, you are now contributing to the community, right? You are providing decentralized horsepower, decentralized processing power, decentralized node power to the community. And any sort of blockchain project is as strong as its node community, right? We're really excited about Green because we have more smart nodes online than Ethereum does or than Bitcoin does. So that gives our network a lot of power. Secondly, as the network grows and we move on to our own blockchain, you will end up the smart nodes will end up facilitating transactions for the community, and there will be transaction fees that help give you rewards and also help give rewards back to the battery to refill the battery. So really, you're becoming when you get green tokens or green rewards on Uniswap, you're really becoming a consumer. I would say when you have a node, you're being a contributor. That would be the way I would state the difference, right? You're involved no matter what, but one is more consuming and one's more contributing.
Okay, so then my next question is like, where the nodes, sorry, the coins that are on Uniswap, how did they end up getting there? Are you guys as a company taking some from the battery and putting them there, or are other members just selling some?
Yeah, so first of all, we are not a company. So Green is a decentralized autonomous organization, right? And the group of us we are a group that are working towards building Green. So Green is not a company. Green is a decentralized autonomous organization that nobody owns and nobody just it's its own entity. So the coins that are out there, the tokens that are out there, are put on there by different people who have mined them over time, right? And there's different people that have mined a lot and they want to get a little bit of return, so they're selling them on there. None of the tokens that are on there right now have come from the battery. That battery is locked up and is for the sole purpose of providing rewards when people pay their power bill.
Okay, thank you very much.
Great question though, Scott. I actually really like that. Write that down, Regan. When you get coins on Uniswap, you're consuming, and when you have a node, you're contributing. I like that. That might end up in some marketing material somewhere, and I'll give you credit for it. Scott. Anybody else? Any more questions in the chat? I have a question. How long does it take to see any activity after you purchase a node? Patricia, are you saying that your node license isn't active yet, or you haven't boards yet? You can just type your answer.
Yeah. No licenses yet.
Okay, and did you get those licenses directly from Green or from Connect?
Well, I went to Connect and I purchased the Green, and it took me to the Green website, I guess. So.
Okay. And you haven't seen them?
I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, so if you haven't seen your licenses after 3 weeks, I would go ahead and just fill out a ticket on the Green website, and the team will get with you and find out what's going on. It can take a little bit of time, just because we've got a lot of people purchasing nodes right now. A lot of people are excited, and we sometimes get a little backed up. But yeah, if you can submit a ticket, I don't know if you have, we'll look into that for you.
Okay, thank you. I'll do it.
This call who actually worked the ticket, so I know they heard me say that, and they'll be working on that for you.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, and Rob, does the Green technology that Wright Thurston used to mine Bitcoin years ago still an aspect of this organization? If so, how? You know, Rob, I don't have a good answer for that right now. I know that that technology still exists, and I know that there has been discussions about how that could be utilized, but right now it's not part of the active business plan. But I would be surprised if it doesn't show up in the business plan somewhere at some point. So hopefully that answers that question. Anybody else? Okay, Regan, I think we're gonna wind this down then. I really appreciate everybody joining me for my first official, this is my first official action as a Green team member. So, oh, Gavin, did you want to say something?
No, I've just managed to get home. I was out and couldn't get back. Sorry, I'm late.
Gotcha. No, that's all good. So I was just thanking everybody for being on. This is my first official public gathering as the Green COO. So I'm really glad to be on the team. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for asking questions and participating. Guys, we have a great opportunity here with Green, and if we can accomplish this mission, we truly are going to change the world. So, you know, this is not just about making money. This is about doing something that has lasting impact and has, you know, just impact that can be felt for generations to come. So I'm really excited about being part of the team, and we're really excited to getting to know you and working with you all. So thank you for joining. Thanks, Regan, for hosting us today. And I hope everybody has a great weekend if your weekend hasn't started. And for those of you that are already started, enjoy it. Thank you.